Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Christopher Terrence Jones. How are you doing? Hope all is well. Hope you're having a fabulous day, week, month, year, and life. In spite of everything we're going through, COVID has taken a toll. So make sure you do your part. Get vaccinated and get the booster shot. And continue to pray for those who have lost loved ones, family, friends, and all of that. And pray for you if you're going through that process yourself. You guys know what to do right now. Hit that button, share, 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 and share. Share alike. Tell a friend. You want to make sure that you follow the Christopher Terrence Jones experience by hitting that subscribe button. You want to be on this journey with me. And then as always, like, comment, share. Like, comment, share. Like, comment, share. All that good stuff. Thank you to all of my seasoned followers. You guys are amazing. Thank you to my new followers. You are brilliant and amazing as well. So here's a story that has been circulating right now, and you guys may have seen it. And it's about a New York bestseller named Alice Sebold. If I said her name wrong, y'all know I jack up. Well, Alice Sebold wrote several books. And while she was a student in 1981 at Syracuse University, May 8th, she was walking through a tunnel across the campus in the night. It was dark. She got raped. She did get raped. Just want to make sure we're clear about that and that there's no discrepancy there. Well, after she got raped, she reported the rape. The officer at that time stated that she was lucky. Key thing there, lucky. Because the tunnel that she got raped in had been the scene of a major horrific crime where the women that were there were disembodied. They were chopped up and all of that. So Lord help us. And so the police didn't do their part like she felt that they should have. Well, months later, she was walking and she runs in, or in better words, I want to make sure I quote her words. This is what she said in her memoir titled Lucky. And I remember I said she's a New York best-selling author. She wrote, being raped as a first-year student at Syracuse in May of 1981, and then spotting a black man in the streets months later, she was sure that that was her attacker. He smiled as I approached. He recognized me. It was a stroll in the park to him. He had met an acquaintance on the street, wrote Sebold, who is white. Hey girl, he said, don't I know you from somewhere? She said she didn't respond. I looked directly at him. Knew his face had been the face over me in the tunnel. She went to the police, but she didn't know the man's name, and an initial sweep of the area failed to locate him. An officer suggested the man in the street must have been Broadwater, who had supposedly been seen in the area. Sebold gave Broadwater the pseudonym Gregory Madison in her book. Okay, so Broadwater was tried and convicted in 1982 based on two pieces of evidence on the witness stand. Sebold identified him as her rapist, and an expert said microscopic hair analysis had tied Broadwater to the crime. That type of analysis has since been deemed junk science by the U.S. Department of Justice. So, he spent 16 years in prison. And now all of this stuff is coming out because his conviction was overturned, because he was not the man who raped Alice Sebold, who made her a New York best-selling author titled Lucky, because the cop told her she was lucky that she did not get killed. Now, we know how things happen. This was 81. This was upstate New York. A black man, a white woman cries rape. She was raped. I want to keep saying that. I want to keep saying that. I'm not trying to diminish the fact that she was raped. But because the justice system that we have, their main goal in life is to railroad any black man who comes into the system. We're going to railroad you all the way in jail, because a black man who is out on the streets and who has done no crime and has no anything on his record is the enemy of the white man. I said it. Yeah. He's the enemy. So there's some other key things that you just don't get. And, you know, I want to say now, I want to make sure that I mention his name. Anthony Broadwater was convicted of rape, and he served 16 years in prison, maintaining his innocence throughout, because he would not admit to the attack. He was denied parole 5 times. He was released in 1999 and then remained on the New York Sex Offenders Registry. Now, the reason that we are here with the exoneration and the conviction being overturned, Lucky was getting ready to be turned into a movie. Her memoir. It was going to be a movie. And Timothy was one of the executive producers to adapt Lucky to a film. His words: he noticed discrepancies in the portion of her book describing the trial, which he told the New York Times. I started having several doubts, not about the story that Alice told about her assault, which was tragic, but the second part of her book about the trial, which didn't hang together. He ultimately left the project because of his concerns about the story, and he hired a private investigator to review the evidence. November 2021, Broadwater was officially exonerated by a New York Supreme Court justice who determined that there had been serious issues with the original conviction. So, let's talk about, there was a lineup. He went in to go do a lineup because they just made this man the rapist. In the lineup, she didn't even identify him. Mr. Broadwater is not who she identified in the lineup. But you sent him to jail. Railroad any black man who does not have a record. You know? So, after spending all of this time in jail for a rape that he did not, commit, now, if you look back at his story, he's had to struggle his entire life. And even after getting out of jail, he maintained his innocence. He even tried to get Johnny Cochran, if y'all know who that is. He was the lawyer for O.J. Simpson. He tried to get Johnny Cochran to be his lawyer and sent a $1,000 check. But Johnny Cochran returned the check saying that he doesn't do court overturns, convictions. Please help me, somebody. Please help me. I don't understand. So, this has been a 40-year fight for justice. Now, after all of this time, and I wouldn't want to be Alice Sebold. I really wouldn't want to be her, because once this conviction got overturned, how are your nights now that you've had a man, you've messed his life up for 40 years? Him and his wife never had kids. He went on a date with this woman, and he said he had to tell her everything after the date because he wanted to be upfront. He gave her the transcripts of the trial. She read, came back, and she cried and said she believed him. And they've been together ever since. So, we look at Anthony Broadwater. The courtroom was filled with nobody that looked like him. Everybody was white. He was 21. He was convicted of first-degree rape. While in prison, he was in Attica, Sing Sing, Auburn, and like I said, he was registered a sex offender for nearly 40 years. He had to scrape by because what job can you get as a sex offender? But since the judge threw out the rape conviction, the sex offender has been scraped. But how do you get back 40 years of your life? How do you get it back? And if it wasn't for the film producer trying to cover himself, because that's what he was doing, he fact-checked. He just didn't believe that something was right. When are we going to start doing this with other people who are in jail, who have said they're innocent? They didn't do anything. Because let me tell y'all, there are more people in jail who are innocent. Because everybody that goes to jail is not guilty. Because if we look at the white man, they kill unarmed black men. They kill unarmed black kids, and they don't go to jail. And it just even happened with the little white boy, Kyle Rittenhouse. He didn't go to jail because it was self-defense. You had the weapon. So how is it self-defense when you shouldn't have been there in the first damn place? Start looking at the facts, people. And here's some things, and I'm done. Because I wanted to make sure I had to talk about this. This man's life was ruined because we don't do right. You go to court. The jury is not your peers. Nobody in the jury looks like you. So here's how we rectify that. Go to jury duty when you're called. Listen, I can't go to jury duty. I don't have time to waste like that. They are already trying to make sure that you don't get on the jury in the first place because of your color. So, boo, sweetie, you don't even have to worry. They're not even trying to have you on there. But it is your civic duty to go there. And have I done it before where I didn't want to go? Yes. When I was younger. I ain't trying to go to jury duty. I was young. It hit when I was in my early 20s. I'm not doing this. What am I going to do this? And yeah, my job was able to write me off. See, I did the right thing. I got a note from my job saying it couldn't happen. But now I won't get a note. I'm going to jury duty because I want to be there, because I want somebody who's sitting there maintaining their innocence to be given a chance, because we're not giving folks a chance. We just railroad them, because even as people of color, we start to railroad folks too. We don't believe nothing. We just always guilty, 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 guilty. Step up and do your part. Be a part of the community. Be a part of saving somebody's lives. And my thing is, I really feel that if someone has been in jail all of these years and their conviction is overturned because the facts were not there, every year that they were sitting in there, the least amount of money that should come from the state should be $100,000. The least. Because now they have to try to rebuild their lives, that they've been branded as this and that, which is negative. So now they have to try to turn a negative into a positive, which they've already had to struggle and try to make it work. And the many nights that they slept. Let's talk about The people who were in jail, their loved ones died. They didn't get to go to the funerals. They didn't get, because I just think that part is crazy. You don't allow somebody out to go to a funeral for their parent, their wife, anything, and then comes out they were innocent. So you took that moment away from them. And if you think that moment's not something, my brother and sister took that moment from me. And it's totally different. And I've never been able to get over it. My brother and sister did some stuff to me because they were older. And they took what inheritance was coming to me. They stole that and put me in a situation where I didn't want to be around you because you're dead to me now. And I didn't get that chance to have that final say to my father and say goodbye. And it's killed me ever since. And it's been something that I've had to struggle with. So when you take something from somebody, there's no way to get it back. Like, comment, share. It's your boy Christopher Terrence Jones. Y'all may not like this one, but this is truth that needs to be talked about. Facts. So I know y'all ain't gonna get with this one. Peace out.